What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN USD. It is the 13th day of January, and here we are sitting at about $0.00869 with 8 hours, 47 minutes left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. We are still consolidating. We have not moved up just yet, and we actually have seen even lower prices today than we did yesterday. With a very nice reversal 2 days ago, we've pulled back a little bit, and we're still in this kind of land of limbo. As long as we are closing days above 0.0838, I maintain a bullish stance. However, again, and we talked about this yesterday, it's not necessarily a good thing that we found resistance at the 236. Typically, and this is, I'm not saying that this is the call. This is not the call that I'm making right now. Then maybe it should be. We'll see. We'll look at the indicators and see. But typically, if you come up and you find resistance at the 236 after finding support at your 382 area, typically you would consider right then and there that you go to the 0.5 or the golden ratio. The statistical probability that we go down to this area is probably even higher now than it was here, based off of fibs, at least, based off the fibs alone. Let's look at the short-term stuff and see if that is something that's actually going to go on. I say short-term stuff, I mean the indicators. Let's see if that is something that we can expect. Well, the RSI here on the 1 hour time frame is bouncing off the oversold zone. You are getting overbought, and that's nice. We were getting oversold before. You had a double bottom. That's a very powerful reversal signal there, and you're not getting oversold now. I like that look. I also like the fact that we had a downtrend here. We've actually broken out of that downtrend to the upside. We're just not in a bullish position right now with the RSI. Overall, I think there are some positive things that we're doing, but overall, this does not give me enough confidence to say that we are moving up from here. But that's okay. We can definitely move up from here. There was something that OnyxCoin posted that, let's see, Onyx. They posted, let's see. I thought it was good. Yeah, devs are cooking. OnyxGoliath.net testnet validator dashboard is now live. So they're bringing on validators, which is great. You need validators if you're going to run a network. You need validators to process the transactions and everything that's going on, right? External validator onboarding. That's a big deal. That's saying, hey, we've got the system works. Now we need you to participate in it. It's all the steps are falling in place. This is bullish. We're not pumping on this news, but this is bullish nonetheless, and it's just another block in this building that we're constructing here. $0.0869 right now. Stochastics are a little bit bearish here as well. The MACD does have bullish divergence, and that's nice. The MACD is probably the most bullish thing on the 1 hour time frame. Unfortunately, it's probably the indicator that matters the least on the 1 hour time frame. So if any of these indicators were to lie to us, it'd probably be the MACD. With that being said, it does look good. The stochastics look neutral, but there's a bearish tilt, and the RSI, there are positive things, but you are in a bearish kind of area as well. So not good. Not what we want to see. It's not terrible. It's not condemning. I haven't seen enough here to be convinced that we do in fact go lower. I just haven't seen enough to convince me that we are doing this instead of this, right? I don't know. We're in limbo, and that's why I say it's not good. 4 hour time frame right here. We had a very nice bullish engulfing candle off these lows here, and then we've just come back down, right? That's not consistent. We don't want to see that. We want to get a bullish engulfing candle, and we want to continue to move up, right? We don't want a bullish engulfing candle and stop right in our tracks. That's not good. You want to continue moving. Looking at the 4 hour time frame here, the RSI overall on the 4 hour is much more bullish, much more bullish. With that being said, we could still come down to our oversold zone and still be very bullish, maybe even more bullish down there, and that would result in a lower low. Let's imagine we do see a lower low. Where could we potentially go? I mean, I already know it'd be like 0.073, 0.063, something like that, right? I mean, that basically is that exact area. The 1272 to 1618, it lines up pretty well with that. Maybe even 0.05 is possible, or like 5.6, I forget what it is, but 0.05, maybe not. It's 0.005 something. Let me see. There's the golden ratio zone. 638, 0.0587 at the lowest. But it's looking like we'd more likely find support somewhere in here if we were to go below this low. And in all fairness, an ABC correction, that's pretty standard stuff, guys. It is pretty standard stuff. So it is a possibility, something to consider. Again, what I'm doing here is not calling for this, okay? If we go down here, I'm not going to say, I told you, we called it perfectly. Oh my God, we called the top and we called that we drop here. No, that's not what's happening at all. I'm just announcing it as more of a possibility, even potentially a probability, but I'm still not, I'm not completely there yet because we are in an overall very bullish move up. We don't have a lot of volume to the downside at all. The volume's only coming into the upside. And there's bullish developments happening every single day with OnyxCoin and Goliath. So I'm reluctant to be bearish here. But maybe if I knew less about the project, maybe I'd be more accepting of that downside. I'm pretty accepting of it now. I'm not completely convinced to make that the call yet. Okay, stochastics are bearish at the moment. I would think that if you don't find support at the 50, hold on. If you don't find support here at the 50, which you did not, I would expect that you go to the oversold zone. So that would call for lower prices. The MACD here, you bounced off the zero, but you gave that bounce up. That's not good. That would call for lower prices as well. Maybe I'm starting to get convinced here. We're at the 50. MACD is still cross green. RSI, we rejected the overbought zone. Oh, we rejected it, man. Yeah, that's all I needed to see right there. All right, now I'm at the point where, yes, I think we will go lower. Yeah, because yesterday closed red. We already have the rejection off. That's not positive in itself. If the 60 is not going to hold as support, we're probably going to go down to the 50. And if we're going to go down to the 50, it makes sense that we probably go below these lows. So while I spent a lot of time explaining that this wasn't the call that I'm going to make, I'm going to shift my opinion now. It is the call. At this point, it is the call. I am calling for officially OnyxCoin here at $0.0864, calling for us to go down to about 0.073 to probably around 0.063, somewhere in this area. It is possible that we could go just below 0.006 and hit this area as well. So be apprehensive to that, but I think that we'd find support at these prior resistance points, back test that, get a little ABC correction, and then rock on with our bad selves afterwards. We probably do go below 0.007 or at least somewhere around there, and we probably don't go below 0.006, I would say, but anything can happen. I hope I'm wrong. I hope now that I've said that, now we take off. That would be great. But unfortunately, no. We had the thing. We did the thing, the exact thing that we needed to do to give us the momentum to take us up here. We just didn't do anything with it afterwards. And now I'm afraid that we staved off the momentum so much that we have to correct a little bit more. That's okay. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. This is why we don't FOMO. This is why we don't panic, right? Even if you bought these highs, I still think that even with this pullback, it's still going to be fine, right? It's like, imagine the people that bought these highs, they feel so dumb, right? They felt so dumb. Why did I FOMO here? And then all it took was about a month later, you pumped up. And you're like, haha, I'm a genius. You know what I mean? It's the same thing here. Just wait. If you panicked and you bought the highs, you panicked and you bought up along the way, and we come back down, and we're just below that level, whatever, man. We're going to come back. We're going to come back with a vengeance. Anyways, I don't have anything else that I want to say. A little bit disappointing. I wanted us to. This is pretty. This is a pretty bullish move, and bouncing off the 382, getting that reaction there, I'm really disappointed. I would have thought that we continued rather immediately to that 2 to 3 cent area, but that's okay. Can't always get what you want. What we're doing right now, I think, is we're just forming a bull flag. We're probably coming down, forming this bull flag a little bit more. It probably will be a proper ABC correction, and then once we have our C. Once we correct, then we will move up. I'm actually kind of curious if this were to be an ABC correction. If we were to get symmetry, what might this call for? That would technically then call for a move that is just below 0.006. So if we wick below 0.006, that would very much be the low. It's possible. And again, that ABC move would take you right down to your golden ratio zone. It's pretty perfect. Pretty damn perfect, man. All right, I'll see you guys on the next one. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll be wrong I'll be proven wrong on the downside notion if we get any prices above these levels at all. We get above 1 cent effectively, then I'm wrong. But until then, I guess I'm maintaining the bearish stance. And I think the real warning sign of this right from the get go should have been the rejection off the 236. Because again, like I said, the fibs, they typically don't fib, man. They're typically very anti-fibbing. They're very honest most of the time. It doesn't need a rhyme or reason. It just is for whatever reason. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.